Hello. Okay, thank you very much for being here. My name is Sobreroca. I'm responsible of IPLC in Spain. Well, I imagine you have been in Spain, so you know that Spain is near paradise. We have very good weather, we have very good food, nice people, open, friendly. We are very good in sports. We have Rafa Nadal, we have football, we have very, very good things in Spain. And also very important for us, we are an important private label market. You will see that the private label market in Spain is very big and there is plenty of opportunities for all of us. Retailer market shares ending November last year. Mercadona is 26, a little bit more than 26% market share. Mercadona is a supermarket company. They have nowadays a little bit more than 1,600 shops, very, very similar, all very well established, with around 1,500 square meters, located all over Spain, and with a very different way of negotiating private label with their suppliers. Until 1.5 years ago, Mercadona have an agreement with their private label suppliers that they call interproveedores that allow us to have contracts for around 10 years. Imagine the advantage of having a 10 years contract for producing private label. It's incredible. Things have changed. And now what they call interproveedores, this kind of suppliers with 10 years agreement, they have now changing a little bit and are looking for really product specialists in their label. They are negotiating product by product, but also if the product is good enough, the long contract remains. So it's very different way of negotiation, but very huge market for a private label manufacturing in Mercadona. The second retailer, you know, Carrefour, hypermarket and supermarket company, established all around Spain with 8.6% market share. Just for you, in order to compare, you know, Carrefour, hypermarket sells everything. Food, non-food, fridges, televisions, clothes, they sell everything. And 8.6% market share. Mercadona only sells the 4 typical products in a supermarket: food, DPH, so household and textile washing products, personal care, and pet food. And the difference in market share is amazing. The third retailer is Dia. Dia is a hard discount company. It used to be in many countries. Even, I'm quite old, even it was in Italy 20 years ago. They are also in Portugal. They used to be in Greece. They used to be in Turkey. They used to be in China. But, well, they are being more local and local with strong financial difficulties in the last 2 years. But still, 6.1% market share, so big private label player with their manufacturing suppliers. Lidl, you know, Lidl is almost worldwide retailer, going up in the last years, achieving almost 6%. Eroski is an retailer, is a cooperative with hypermarket and supermarkets. Some financial difficulties also in the last years, but apparently, yeah, trying to solve these problems. Alcampo is the affiliate in Spain of Ocean Group. And then the regional supermarkets are important, are very important in Spain. They are doing a very good job. In every region there is a very good regional supermarket. Ahorra Más, they are in Madrid. Consum, you will see later on, they are in the Mediterranean area. Bonpreu is in Catalonia. Gadisa is in Galicia, in the northwest. Yeah, it's very, very good for the regionals. And others means many small companies. Spain, you will see, is a very fragmented market still. Not so fragmented as the Italian one, but much more fragmented than more European countries. Some information about the Spanish market. Yeah, the total market value is more than 100,000 million euros. In-home consumption is a little bit more than 65%, growing last year almost 2 points. Supermarket with almost 50% of this in-home consumption. Traditional shops are the only ones who are declining in the last years. Hypermarket is last year went well, but in the last years they have everything, ups and downs. And discounts, even the difficulties of DIA, they are growing due to the very good job of Lidl and Aldi. And the others is practically irrelevant. Private label share by retailer. Lidl, as in every country, with almost 83%. Mercadona, 58% market share in Spain. DIA 48, Consum 27. So very, very good market share for the private label in each retailer. Here, more information for the private labels. As I told you, it's an important market for Spain. 42% market share, the private labels. And increasing five points, because last year was around 40%, ending 2019, 42 is plus 5%. And some information, dry grocery, so food, is almost 41% market share, DPH is 48, and personal care, as in many countries, less than 15%. And some example of big categories, bleach over 70%, this is a bleach sold in Mercadona, nuts over 60, and tin foods over 50. And the market is driven by the good ones. The good ones means the ones that are rising the market, like Mercadona and Lidl, with a constant growth in the last years. As I told you, Carrefour, sometimes ups and downs, Eroski financial difficulties, DIA financial difficulties. So you will see that in the next years, change will change in Spain for the ranking of the most important retailers. Trends in Spain. Sustainability, as Malaki explained also in UK and Ireland, and regional. Total market growth 1%, mainly due to the inflation and fresh products. The organic has now reached almost 400 million euros, with an incredible increase of 16.6% versus last year. Sustainability areas are really key driver for innovation. You know, less plastic in the products, you know, less manufacturing companies producing with CO2 emissions. So sustainability is really an important issue for all these Spain or private label producers for the Spanish market. The market leader is Mercadona, is clear. But as I told you, Aldi and Lidl and the regional chains are increasing their market share in the last years, and we will see important changes. Aldi is not in the top 10. This is why I didn't talk about Aldi. It's less than 1,000 million euros net sales, but they are having a very good. They are doing very good job in the last 4 years, and they are appearing now in all the statistics. And Lidl has more than 600 shops in Spain. Is number 5 in market share. Is increasing, is doing a very good job. And the regional change, as I explained, there are in every region, and they are also a very important player for all of this. And e-commerce is still not very important, with less than 2%, but increasing. Last year was 1.6% market share. Now is 1.9. It's not 7 like UK, I think it has, but is growing and growing. What's hot in private label in Spain? Yeah, trends in Spain for private label. In Mercadona, that you remember it was around 58%. If we exclude the fruit and vegetables, is 64% market share. As I explained to you, they have changed the way of negotiation, the private label contracts, so end of exclusivity negotiation, end of exclusivity, and the negotiation is done product by product nowadays. And they are working in developing a new bio range for that they do not have still in the market. Carrefour is focused in bio and healthy products. Eroski is developing also a healthier range, and all the food products has a Nutri-Score label. So healthy products are really a trend in the Spanish market. And Lidl is the leader in the organic market in Spain with 16.5% market share. Carrefour has less than 15%, and Aldi 12%. You should know that the bio products represent around 10% of the conventional products, but okay, it's growing and growing, and all of them are developing more. For example, all the regional chains have developed also bio products. And some examples of the regional change. Consume. The blue spice is the area where they are placed, in Catalonia, in the Valencia area, and Andalusia. So turnover is not one of the biggest players in the Spanish market, but turnover of 2.7 thousand million euros is quite good, with more than 700 supermarkets located in Valencia, Catalonia, Murcia, Andalusia. It's a cooperative. Former Eroski group from many years ago, and they have had a very, very good expansion in the last 5 years. The private label market share is around 30%, and they have a recent launch also, a bio, recent launch 1.5 years ago, in less than 2 years, a bio product range. And Tauramas, they are located in Madrid area with a turnover of 16,000 million euros, less than 300 supermarkets in Madrid. It's a family business, focus on big supermarkets, similar to Mercadona. As you can imagine, Mercadona is the mirror for all the supermarket chains. Some of them try to copy what Mercadona is doing. And the private label share is around 30% with 4 brands. So they have retailer brands for each product category: food, household, personal care, and pet food. I think that's all about Spain. If you have any question, I'd like to answer.
Any question? Is it really clear?
Yeah. Luis,
Yeah.
I'm interested. Spain is a big geography and an interesting environment. You have the ability to produce products that we can't in the British Isles.
Yeah.
So for private label suppliers that want to export into the Spanish market, what would you say would be the main categories of opportunity?
The target for entering into the Spanish market? Wow. I don't know. What I have seen in Spain from Ireland are some dairy products. This is clear. But as you have seen, in Spain is 42% private label market share. So it's quite consolidated, the private label market. But there is plenty of opportunities. Mercadona has changed the policy. You know how the discounts negotiate the contracts. The Lidl, they almost every 2 years they change, they open the tenders for their most important product family. So there is not specific product categories, but all the market. Yeah, because it's a very important market for the private label, and they negotiate every year most of the categories.
So maybe if you're already an Aldi or Lidl supplier in another market, that might be the easiest export opportunity you have, which is to go into the Spanish market in one of their stores.
Pardon me?
If as a supplier you were already an Aldi or Lidl supplier,
Yeah.
In a different territory, then to export into Aldi or Lidl in
yeah,
Spain,
yeah,
that might be the easiest export.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. For this kind of things, yes, for sure.
Okay.
Any other question? Okay. Thanks, Luis. Thanks a lot.